Alright, I'm back. Let's continue for a couple more hours, shall we? Alright, so what are we doing first? Oh, this one, right. These two. Digestive problems. God, that is gross. Alright. Oh, I moved it from where it used to be. Oh, bro. Done weird things with my soundboard. Sabotaging myself in the process. Oh, this is for another one. Which one is this? Let's see. This one. Oh, it's right here. Might as well get it done. Vivacious Observer. There it is. Noto 666. Known as it is to Elpis, the creature has yet to be given a proper name. As I mentioned, I cannot go near it. Indeed, this is the closest I can be. I want you to approach it and then do something to show that you are a friend. What do you think will work? Form a dance for it. I see it over there. Ah, an excellent idea! If it sees you moving in a whimsical fashion, it may well lower its guard. So go on, try to perform a dance for Noto 666. I shall watch from here. Best of luck to you. I shall watch from a distance. Best of luck to you. Well, here we go. Noto 666, which bears a strong resemblance to a paisa, stares unflinchingly at a bowl of fruit on the ground. Try performing a dance for it. I don't even see the bowl of fruit, but... Okay. There it goes. Noto 666 scurries off, leaving behind the bowl of fruit. Uh-oh. Sorry, dude, I think I might have just scared the shit out of it. I witnessed it all. You did very well, my dear familiar. Noto 666 is designed to facilitate the proliferation of fruiting trees by bearing their seeds to a faraway place. Or to faraway places. While their young are still unable to forage for themselves, 'tis the duty of male creatures to bring them food. In leaving you the fruit, it appears to have taken you for one of its own. I wasn't sure how it would respond to your overtures, but I wasn't expecting that. Go on and take your gift, and let us return to Anagnorisis. You deserve a reward for your troubles. Oz. Funny and interesting. Alright, I guess. Oh, there it is. I'll take it. Breaking the ice. Oh, I get it. Like breaking the ice.
You bastard!
Occupate. Excuse me. Almost sneezed. What the hell's going on here? Sleeping? Noxious fruit. Uh-oh. Did they die? Creation lie prone near the fruit. Alive, but insensate. Oh, okay.
I got poison!
Oh my god, hold on. It's actually... I better wait. It's actually doing quite a bit of damage.
Emotional damage!
Not that kind. Fuck it, I'll take the risk. Taking too long. Oh, okay, it didn't add up to it, okay. It didn't stack, basically, it just refreshed it. Alright, that's fine. So now I have digestive problems. Anyway. Alright, what next? Hold on a second. Any more over here? Okay, no. Thanks to your invaluable cooperation, I was able to acquire some very insightful data. Bowl of fruit. A gift of fruit left for you by the indescribably uncanny creation Note of 666. There you go. Oh, the fruit! They are rightly yours to enjoy, so go on, enjoy them. Nom 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 nom. The fruit looked good, but it tastes even better. Each bite a small piece of heaven in your mouth. Judging by your expressions, would seem Noto 666 saves the choicest fruit for its young. Though it has but come to us, I have a good feeling for the creature. When the time comes, we shall have to think up a suitably fine name for it. Here's a reward I promised. Thanks again, my dear familiar. I'm a parago to these people. The Avagoidus young lies unmoving, attempting to lure butterflies, it would seem. Yeah, it looks just like one of the armadillo enemies that hold something in their tail. Cute. That's what's used. Yeah, there we go. Forgot which quest line this was. Okay. Sweet. Ah, you're back. Were you able to get the fruit? Noxious fruit. The ripe, acid-covered, and unsettlingly familiar fruits of a plant creation. Fuck. Oh-ho! Such marvelous specimens! My thanks. You may be wondering why the fruit is covered in acid. One day, each fruit will become a carnivorous plant that preys on herbivores, keeping their population in check. Oh, okay. But until it matures, it needs protection from those self-same herbivores. To that end, we tried giving the mother plant the impulse to spray its fruit with its digestive secretion. Okay. The fruit you brought, we will examine to determine its resistance to the acid and make adjustments as necessary. My thanks for your help. Trying to create a properly balanced world, I see. You're looking a bit unwell. You must have gotten the secretion on you, you poor thing. We'd best treat you at once. There, you'll be fine now. You did well to endure the pain, but you should have used the balm. Remember to do so next time, alright? Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Ha! What shall we do next, my little ones? A spot of sunbathing, perhaps? My problem with, doing multiple quests at once. Was that part of the story, though, or did they actually give you, like, a key item for you to use? Guess I'll have to go back in the stream to see, but... Actually, I can check the chat log. Digestive problems... accepted? They didn't give me shit. Yeah. So I had to go that way. Ah, you're returned as well. I managed to find 3. How about yourself? Yeah, I got 3 too. Securely bound, this Agavoidus young isn't going anywhere you're not. Wonderful. This accounts for all of them. We can finally release the creatures. That guy's green hair matches the The Agavoidus or whatever. Lest you wonder, the Agavoidus was created to curb the insect population. They have passed the first phase of determination, and thus will be provisionally sent out into the wider world. Though a few steps remain before they can fully take their place in nature, I have no doubt that they will make our star a far better place. A better place, excuse me. This isn't much, but please accept it by way of my gratitude for your assistance. Got to set my timer. Come to help us find the Oria, you say? We're much obliged. 3 of the critters have been sighted yonder. When you find one, use this Hypnos potion on it. It should put it to sleep and allow you to easily capture it. Should the potion fail to work, as it occasionally does, you can simply exhaust the creature into submission. It's one of those where you can make your life a little bit easier. Wait, actually these are closer, yeah. You can make your life a little bit easier by using what he gave you to, weaken it before you fight it, I'm guessing. Well now, there's a familiar I'm not familiar with. Apologies, I couldn't help myself. So is there something I can do for you?
You suck!
God, the test! So deep was I in thought I completely lost track of time. In my defense, it was these very tests I had been pondering. Lest you wonder, they are for a species of fish that purifies the sea by devouring carcasses. Small as they are easy targets for larger fish. Thus did we imbue them with poison as a defense mechanism. Not wanting the poison to outright kill, we kept it weak. Even so, it gradually accumulates within the predator's body, and testing has determined that it will lead to mass death. Though we wish to avoid this outcome, the concept for this fish is truly marvelous, and it would be a shame to abandon it. But what to do? Yeah, you could give it a warning color. But of course! In so doing, it would reduce the likelihood that they will be preyed upon. Yes, I believe we have our solution, and it's all thanks to you, my brilliant familiar. I'll go and join my colleague at once. We have a test to perform. Ah, do you suppose you could fetch something for me? For the test I have in mind, we'll be needing some bird of Elpis feathers. These can be had from a colleague of yours who specializes in avians. The man should be somewhere back on the main isle. My thanks again, and see you shortly. Oh shit, the Orii. I saw the O and thought that was it. Use extra thick as air go up on weakened Ophions. Not bad. Alright. Let's go! Me and you. Not that. That was the wrong. Oh. I got a little carried away. Try again. I'm a little stronger than I remember because I have level 90 gear now, so. And... no, not quite. That ought to do it. Alright. I guess Crispy can still help. coming with me, asshole. Phew. First Bloom. I like the name of this place. Oh, I'll have to come back anyway. You chasing me? Like, how far is he gonna go? Whose familiar might you be? And what is it you require? Bird of Elpis feathers, you say? I assume they are for your master. Here you go then, and run along. You mustn't keep your master waiting. Run along and deliver the feathers. You use the Hypnos potion on the Warriors before you attempt to capture it. Ah! Come with me, little buddy. The Aureus tries to fight the potion, but eventually succumbs. Poor little bastard. Wait a minute. Aureus quickly falls asleep. Oh, there must be another one. Created by a man named Hypnos, this potion boasts powerful sleep-inducing properties. The Aureus is too agitated. The potion has no effect. Oh, we're scrapping. Let's go. Oh. There we go. Oh. Will help somewhat, but... Have you brought the specimens I requested? Yeah. Captured Ophion. The Warrior of Light is possessed of many talents, mystical and strange. The ability to smuggle gigantic scalekin on their person without so much as a suspicious bulge, however, is perhaps strangest of them all. Oh well, to overcome such ferocious creatures and live to tell the tale. Your maker certainly placed great importance in durability. As for the Ophions you brought me, they will be delivered to the Academia Anator. Like the other creatures in Elpis, they are currently under observation, and we may determine their suitability for existence beyond these confines. Samples are carefully selected and sent for further study. If they are found worthy, they will receive official approval. Only then can they be submitted to the Bureau of the Architect. As even you can imagine, the evaluation process is particularly strict for voracious predators such as Ophions. It would reflect rather poorly on those involved if they were to wreak havoc when unleashed into the wider world. Not that it is any concern of yours. Here is your reward. Now run along, would you? Carney Yarrick? Topped with a single slice of tomato this... Oh, I think we've gotten this before, yeah. Yeah. I remember that description. What are you two going on about? Isabelle is finally here, but apparently we still need something for the test. There you are, my clever familiar. You have the feathers I trust? Yeah. Bird of Elpis feathers. Taken from the marvelously vibrant bird of Elpis, these feathers boast all the colors of the rainbow. These feathers boast all the colors of the rainbow. Yes, these colors are perfect. We shall grant our fish the same to warn would-be predators of its poison. I say, was it the familiar who conceived of this idea? It was. Thanks to him, we won't need to revert our fish to ether. But not only did you find my colleague, you thought of a solution to our problem and fetched the feathers. You've been very busy on our behalf, and we're grateful. Here's a little something for your trouble. Somehow they have Gil here. Despite the fact that it probably shouldn't exist yet, but, you know. Gameplay mechanics, they gotta give you some kind of reward for doing the side quest, right? Since they mentioned the Academia editor, I'm kind of wondering if we're gonna see La Habre at some point. I feel like there's some loose ends with that guy. Being one of the 3 Unsunders, I feel like he might still have a role to play in the story, and this would probably be the place to put him, you know? I guess we'll see when I continue MSQ. But who knows. Ah, there you are. Were you able to catch the Aurea? One way or another, this Aureus has been rendered unconscious and can be safely transported. But yeah, sort of. Thank you. Now only 2 of the critters remain at large. I received word that they've been sighted in another area, so I will hurry there at once. In the meantime, I'd be grateful if you could take the 3 fellows you caught back to Euclides. Alright. Oh, 'tis you again. How did you fare with the Orion? Well now, that you should bring the creatures yourself. I hope they didn't give you too much trouble. Their abnormal behavior was most certainly caused by the power harbored in Manastone. Still, we have the highest hopes for the Aureus. In their digging for minerals, they prime the earth for plant life. If we suppress their sensitivity to magical influence, theirs will surely be a beneficial existence to the star. And you, my friend, can be proud in having helped to bring them forth. We read that before. Yggdrant. Precursor to the tree ants, huh? Got a Cyclops eye. Daedalian nesting spot. What do we have here? Whoa. There are no eggs to be found here. Get fucked. You've discovered a Daedalian egg. Deliver it to Callias to free yourself from his service. What the? Uh-oh, someone's mad. Oh shit, that's right, ether currents, I forgot. Not poisoned. Something else. I always forget about the ether. Oh, you gotta be shitting me. To the west. Over there. Since I'm already out here, let me head up north first, and then see if there's anything out here. Nope, he's pointing me in that direction, so no, I don't think so. Wait. To the north, that's probably right there, actually. Yep, it's on that platform. I'm guessing MSQ probably takes us there, but again, since I'm very forgetful, I might as well get it now. I think that's the main thing that I don't like about Ether Currents. When you're doing the quests, you kind of just focus on that, and then you don't really... You forget to, you know, look for these things. Oh, oh no. Ah, fuck, of course it was further. I got fucking jebaited. Kinda hate it when they put it at the edge of a platform like that just to fuck with you. They do that often, so it's definitely intentional. They want you to think you can get it, and then you get there and it's like, nope, it's actually on the other platform right next to this one that you can't reach. Go fuck yourself. I assume you haven't returned empty-handed? Daedalian egg. The Daedalian puts a great deal of effort into hiding its eggs from predators. Unfortunately, it reckoned without your ability to locate hidden objects with laser-like precision. Yes. Somehow I'm able to do that. I don't know why. It's a mysterious power I have, yeah. My map just glows where I need to go, and it's like, oh, there it is. Splendid! I now have ample evidence that the Daedalian are breeding as expected. Then all we need to do is wait for the concept to be officially approved. But wait! If even a mediocre familiar such as you can steal their eggs, how are they supposed to propagate in the wild? No, this will never do. We shall have to find a way to improve their natural defenses against such threats. 2 heads, perhaps? Fire breath? Cover their eggs in spikes? That might make them rather tricky to lay. Oof. And painful, too. Like, ooh, that's... Well, it's certainly given me food for thought. I shall have to discuss this with the others. Oh, are you still here? I suppose a word of thanks is in order. Thanks. There, satisfied? Oh my god. Too much to do, so he wants a familiar to do the work for him, but he's too lazy to make the familiar in the first place. Great. Wonderful. Oh, there's one I missed over here when I was doing the other side quest. Wait, it might be on that other platform, I just realized. Uh-oh. It's gonna be on that fucking platform, isn't it? Oh, all the way over there. I guarantee it. Yeah, that's far enough. It's definitely there. Alright, fuck it. I know I can reach it, but MSQ might take me there anyway, so fuck it. All vim and vigor now. When we were discussing his nomination, he was melancholy incarnate. I saw that. Ah yes, the Ianthine petaluda, one of the newest species of the ever-popular butterfly. You're still bothered about your robe? Don't be. The few specimens we repurposed won't be missed. Oh, right, yeah. I mean, it sounds a little fucked up what he's saying, but if you really think about it, it's not any different from what we do, is it? There's a lot of clothing we wear that's made out of animal hides. It's pretty much the same thing. Oh, I can adjust the lighting in here now. There we go. So beautiful, Petaluda. I hope they make it into the world. These things? This here is the new species of Petaluda we recently set loose. It has been doing very well, managing to maintain a stable existence thus far. If it can see its observation period to the end without issue, we shall release it unto the world. Tell me, do you know the difference between living beings and arcane entities? It is the presence of a soul. Yet the soul isn't something you can choose to have at will. No, it manifests only in those beings whose forms adhere to the laws of creation, that can endure on their own. Beings that do not fulfill this requirement, such as those spontaneously born of magic or natural phenomena, do not have soul. No matter how much it might resemble flora or fauna, if it lacks a soul, then it is considered an arcane entity. So you see, it is not for mankind to decide what is living. That domain lies beyond our manipulation, and it is hubris to assume otherwise. I see. But come, let us head to the nearby beacon. I have received a report that arcane entities have gathered there. Interesting. You're interesting too. Tell me, how did you find the Ambystoma? A fascinating creation, much like yourself, little one. Renowned as Hermes is for his flying life forms, 'tis a rare privilege to be able to see one of his works in progress. We're meant to be observing Hermes, but instead we're stuck with Meteon. Well, I suppose she herself serves as proof of his prowess as a researcher and creator both. Yeah. The bird feet and everything. Looks like called her Mini Garuda. Ah yes, lightning Numa, just as the report said. Although we call this structure a beacon due to its form, it's in fact a magical device. By manipulating the balance of elements, it keeps the isle airborne and maintains the climate thereupon. In the course of its operation, it often sees an internal shift towards a given element. Right now, that element is lightning, which draws the Numa here to replenish their ether. It appears Meteon is busy. Would you care to assist me in her stead and feed the Numa? The Numa Numa song? No. I should have made that joke when we actually saw those words. In some old side quest we did a long time ago. I think it said Numa Numa, like N-U-M-A. Dragostad and Day. By using this lightning converger, you can harness ambient lightning and focus it into a ball. A veritable feast for our dazzling friends. Go on, give it a try. Oh shit. This is a pretty small targeting ring, so... one at a time, I guess. No? Using this concept crystal, anyone can harness lightning regardless of spellcasting skill. What am I supposed to hit with this? Wait. Lightning converted to create ball lightning? Maybe just do it here then? I think that's probably what it meant. Oh, okay. Use the lightning converter to create ball lightning. There we go. And then they'll eat it. How unnecessary the targeting circle is for this. Caused a little bit of confusion. Perfectly done, Leon. Look, See how they gather to feed, how they express themselves through their actions despite their lack of words. Speech is not the sole defining characteristic of a thinking, feeling creature, nor is silence an indication that they do not possess these qualities. Be it a soulless, arcane entity such as the Numa, or an ephemeral life form such as the Petaluna, all seek to perpetuate their existence, to survive. Now that brings us to this question, of course. Is Meteion a living being then? A good question. I can answer it from a theoretical standpoint, but it ultimately falls to the Bureau of the Architect to pass judgment. Those with exceptional vision, such as Hythlodaeus, may be able to ascertain her true nature. But to me, it doesn't matter. She is herself, and that is all I need to know. Well, I hope she doesn't get rejected. They don't turn her back into ether. That would be heartbreaking if that happened. And then he loses his little companion, Meteion. I would imagine that would be quite upsetting, but... Oh, you finished already? I'm sorry, I was in the way. Not to worry, my dear. They missed nothing of note, and we still have plenty of work for them to observe. Next, we will head east to the Morning Dew. I need to speak with some observers there. Excuse me, sir? It's adorable, but beware its sneeze. Hermes went flying once. The Gugu, yeah. Was there a guiding theme or any method to the madness that is this random assortment of features? Ah, this fellow has been the talk of the Bureau. The combination of a carefree aspect and endless rows of fangs is strangely charming. Yeah. Charming. Sure. Go with that.
Amazing,
For
isn't
sure.
it? The Ampelos, one of our newest subjects. So, how are we coming along?
It's the Elpis flower.
This place is Elpis. Those flowers. Elpis. Entelekis. Like me.
They are a product of Elpis, and so named for their birthplace. A happy accident, born of the hands of a former researcher who loved beautiful blossoms. Unique for how they change color, to reflect the emotional state of those nearby. Though be it here or elsewhere, they are seldom seen in any hue save purest white.
Reflect the emotional state, you say? By what means do they achieve this?
In creation, there exists an energy wholly apart from ether, one driven by emotions. In like manner to how we manipulate ether, this flower is subject to the influence of said energy. while it has no will of its own, it is sensitive to the prevailing emotion in the vicinity, and reacts by altering its color and vibrancy.
Looks like yellow at the base right now.
Akasha? It is one of the unseen energies defined by Harnish alchemical theory. Though a gross oversimplification, some describe it as an essence influenced by feelings.
Akasha. Though I'm not familiar with the term, your description suggests it is the self-same energy. Dynamis, we call it. And those entities like the Elpis flower that have the ability to interact with this energy, converting emotions into tangible phenomena, are Entelekis.
That's me! That's me! An Enteleki!
That you are, my dear. And no ordinary one at that, but the first possessed of free will.
Wait. A form of energy other than ether? Dynamis? I've never heard of such a thing.
Hardly surprising. Dynamis cannot be seen, much less felt. And though its existence has long been theorized, we had no proof until the flower's serendipitous creation. What's more, Dynamis is far weaker than ether. Under normal circumstances, its effects are drowned out by the latter. On account of which, beings comprised of and reliant upon the ether, like you and I, are unable to make practical use of Dynamis. 'Tis a truly esoteric thing, known to but a select few scholars.
Intriguing. Then, given the limitations you described, why create Netion?
Our star, Aetheris, is especially rich in ether, so much so that its name is derived from it. However, when we consider all energy in existence here and in the vast space beyond, Dynamis may account for as much as 68.3%. The more abundant form by far. Were we able to control it, we could open the door to limitless possibilities. 'Tis not unlike a gently flowing stream, unable to break through the dam of ether barring its path. But if we could imbue the stream with the vigor of a raging river... Not that I have such grand ambitions. Nay. I merely wish to create a being that could traverse the great expanse. The relative scarcity of ether beyond the bounds of this star was a concern. And so, I looked to another source of energy by necessity.
That being Dynamis. No wonder her ether is so thin.
Precisely.
Yours is thin too. Like an Enteleki. Like me.
Like the creatures in the final days, too.
Are we the same? Entelekis.
You can throw shade on Emmett Selk, I like that. Well, I have been known to transcend my limits with nothing but determination. This would explain it. Not having the ether to overcome my enemies and yet still coming out on top.
That sounds more akin to the desperate flailings of a wild beast when facing imminent death.
You bastard!
Always
The
throwing
difficulty of
shade!
ether alone does not an Enteleki make. It would, however, make it easier for you to interact with Dynamis. And limited though its influence may be, this quality could prove the difference between victory and defeat. You do well not to underestimate it. Oh dear. I'd forgotten about the poor fella. You must excuse me a moment while I go and verify a few more things.
An energy that shouldn't be underestimated just because you can't see or feel it. Sense it, I guess. Like ether. Never before had I heard of Dynamis or Entelekis. I can only assume the Elpis flower was submitted to the Bureau before I joined. Enteleki or no, we're friends. In thinness. Sure. All appears to be well. This shouldn't take long. Their greatest contribution. Not that I or anyone else would be able to make use of it even if we knew, but it irks me to discover that there is an entirely different form of energy, and no one told me. That personal annoyance aside, Hermes' knowledge is undeniably impressive. Given that there are none among the 14 who specialize in the Celestial, he would be a welcome addition. Assuming he can be persuaded to join, that is. I still can't understand his hesitation. Why did you join the convocation? Oh, you wish to know why M itself was chosen for the convocation. I should be glad to share the tale. It began when... Not another word.
You bastard!
Lest you've forgotten where to learn about Hermes, not me. He sulks! Damn it. My misspent youth is not your concern. What now? I want to learn about the convocation. If you would accompany us, I suppose you should at least know that much. The Convocation of 14 is a governing body that determines myriad policies. Our goal is to ensure that all is right in creation, that our star may know a brighter future. As the name suggests, the Council is comprised of 14 offices, each of which is held by an individual chosen for their surpassing abilities. Depending on the office, one is required to either be an authority in a certain field or possess skills that would facilitate the performance of their stipulated duties. The former category includes Mitron, a specialist in aquatic life, Logrif, specialist in terrestrial life, and husbandry. Okay. But Logrif was, Gaia, right? Yeah. Terrestrial life and... well, explains the name Gaia then. Husbandry. Amarut, specialist in fungal and plant life. Emeraloth, specialist in medicine and healing. And Lahabrain, specialist in creation magics, who has brought forth phantom beings of the highest complexity. He has to have something to do with this then. As for the latter category, there is Ultima, advocate of the arts. Igorim, champion of enlightenment and rhetoric. Hashtrot, that was the name, yeah. The one that we've never seen since the post-credit scene of Realm Reborn. Preserver of discipline and order. Amitselk, keeper of the ethereal realm, or underworld in the vernacular. Fandaniel, pursuer of extant phenomena. That explains what he's doing. Well, the new one. What's going to take its place? An Azim, traveler of the world and counselor to the people. I do all my side quests, so I guess I live up to it. What? Should I be revealing such details to you? Don't be silly. Even children know this much, and you would do well to remember it all. I guess I better save this then. I'll be way too many screenshots, I'll just do this. I'll tell you the tale when we're away from sensitive ears. I like it. Endwalker are nowhere friends, and thinness. I forgot I read that already. Hermes? Everything alright, buddy? My apologies for the wait. I have inspected the Amphilos to my satisfaction. All is well with the creature, and I dare say it won't be long ere it is released unto the world. Another creation, however, reportedly isn't faring so well. The Charybdis. The Charybdis. That is what we shall tend to next. If you would follow me, my friends, we shall return to the main isle and head north. I remember something they said in Academia Anador was, when I finished that dungeon, I asked a bunch of questions to the side quest NPC. That was like part of the side quest. They mentioned that it was when I said that they had the researchers turned into monsters. They, you know, like that one guy that turned himself into Quetzalcoatl, and we had to defeat it, right? He mentioned that they had the ability to use their creation magic to turn themselves into one of their own creations. Again, not unlike how we transform into the, you know, the blasphemies, I guess. Against our will, of course. Some kind of combination of creation magics with, you know, Dynamis, Akasha. This is obviously what's happening. The fact that it thins out your ether, too, it rots it away. Why is this one blue and shiny? I don't know, it reminds me of you a little bit. Ah! Oh, forgive me, I thought another member of the convocation had come. This is turning out to be an eventful day. There is a slight difference in etheric balance between these Charybdises. I thought they say it. Yeah, that one's not shiny. By this, it may be assumed that they aren't the original creations, but their offspring. And it's up? A serpentine bird or a winged snake? Like, yeah, it's all a matter of perception, I suppose. One scene I was expecting to be voiced, but it wasn't. Jesus. I understand there was a problem with one of the Charybdis? Or Charybdis? I don't know. Yes, that's right. As you know, the Charybdis is based on a sea creature. Owing to adjustments to enhance its affinity to wind, it is capable of flight. The specimens created from the concept could all fly without issue, but a problem arose in subsequent generations. This one? This third-generation creature was born with an etheric balance leaning strongly towards water. Its aquatic origin reasserting itself, it would seem. The result being its affinity to wind is diminished, and it cannot fly. No matter what we try, we can't get it to rise even the slightest bit. For such change to manifest in so few generations, I fear they are too unstable, flawed. With your permission, I will revert the creatures and recommend to the Bureau that the concept be revised. With its etheric balance leaning towards water, the Charybdis would indeed struggle to manipulate wind. Yet it is too early to conclude that it cannot fly. Having failed at first, it may simply have developed a fear. I shall transform and fly with it, helping it to manipulate wind until it finds its wings. Well, speaking of the devil, I was just talking about how they can transform themselves. Here we go. What? You needn't go to such lengths. You don't know? But of course not. Transformation is an art in which one manipulates a vast quantity of ether to construct another body around oneself. Yeah, thank you. It's funny I should bring that up at the right time, right? What we learned in Academia Editor. Excuse me. In practice, this allows one to assume any conceivable form, and thereby transcend the limits of one's flesh. Yet convenient though it may be, transforming in the presence of others is considered vainglorious in the extreme, as uncouth and unseemly as running about robeless. Shameful. Am I to understand you make a habit of this? Nothing of the sort. It's just that when transformed I can wield the wind and fly. It may seem excessive, but what is our shame next to the lives of these creatures? He cares about the creations. I knew it. He's the type that doesn't, you know, he thinks it's all life forms. Like, it doesn't see a difference like the other guys were telling us about arcane entities not being a form of life, so it's like okay to just snuff them out of existence. He wants to make sure it survives. They deserve a chance and we owe it to them to do all in our power. Be that as it may. He values life. Again, starting to understand why he fell in the other direction afterwards. Yes, I believe I have a solution. I'm itself. May I trouble you to move that Charybdis away from its fellows? Somewhere out of sight. Meanwhile, I'd like the rest of you to help me prepare here. What mischief are you scheming now? No mischief, I assure you. I would but spare you the need to report to your colleagues that Hermes committed an indiscretion. So have a little faith and run along. I trust you don't mind? Such bother when we could simply begin anew. But I shall defer to the chief overseer. Yeah, they don't see these creatures as, you know, precious life like people. Again, nice metaphor, because humans do have a tendency of also valuing our own lives more than animals. So if you look at it that way, again, not too different. And I'm not just talking about the obvious, like in a life or death situation. Obviously, any life form will value itself above the rest, but I just mean the fact that we don't respect other creatures' habitats, the environment, that kind of thing. In this case, it's just like, well, we can just create a new one out of thin air, so fuck it. Just destroy this one, revert it back to ether, and try again, you know? But Hermes here, he sees things differently. Hythlodaeus is a man of ideas. I wonder what he has thought up this time. We must help the Charybdis to fly, or else they will all die. Ahmed Selk is out of sight? Good. Let's speak of the plan. It's a stroke of genius, really. We have Ahmed Selk training the Charybdis. The hell? Aside from being able to fly untransformed, he can readily see ether currents. And with his adept spellcraft, he can also employ suitable wind magics to guide the creature along. While he is indeed capable of all you described, it is not his duty. I am loath to trouble him with it. Don't be. As I mentioned, it would also be for his own sake. With that settled, let's begin at once. Leon, I want you to go to Emmett Self. Tell him that you have a favor to ask. He will be disinclined to cooperate at first, but you mustn't be discouraged. With our friend, the trick is to be unflaggingly persistent. Off you go now, and good luck. Does the chat button say? Enter any phrase I have a favor to ask to indicate almost. Jesus Christ. The rest of us will be right behind you. We shouldn't think to miss the fun. Oh my god. With apologies to Emmett's self, but this may be the best approach. Let us work together to win him over. I'll persist too. Not me? Perhaps it's best if I watch from afar. Oh, he's scared. He's like, I don't want to get on that guy's bad side. He's scary. He does have dagger eyes like all the time. Fuck you. Well, are your preparations for the scheme that is clearly not a scheme complete? Well, about that. Here we go. I have a favor to ask. Oh, no, you don't. I'm not lifting a finger. Leon's like... What? Oh, I don't know what Hythlodius is up to. Or Hythlodeus, excuse me. I got used to my old pronunciation of it. And I will not be made to know. I refuse. If Hythlodeus is to be believed, relentless insistence may serve to wear down the ever-weary Emmet-Sulk. Please, Emmet-Sulk. Okay. This work? Please, Emmet-Sulk. Please! Whoa, what was that sound?
No, no, no. You are not foisting this nonsense on me.
You bastard!
I'm given to understand you have the power to help the Charybdis, and should be quite willing to do so. And so I appeal to your better nature, most benevolent Emmet-Sulk. Please teach her to fly.
Or else Hermes will transform. Right now.
Now, there's no need to go quite that far. Altruism is its own reward, as I'm sure he would agree.
Oh, would he now? And who contrived to put me in this position, pray tell? You suck!
Nothing so devious. I merely suggested a possible course of action.
Please, Emmet-Sulk. Please.
Aw, how can you not listen to that? Come on.
I did not come all this way to play nursemaid to your creations. I'd thank you to remember this favor and let it be the last.
Got him. It's Granny!
I will aid it once it has taken to the air. It falls to you to shepherd it skyward.
Well, let's relax and enjoy the spectacle, shall we?
Wait till you see the.
Oh, hell yeah.
No, 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 no.
Shit. I think I hit the wrong button there. Look at Granny go.
You were wondering why Emmet-Sulk joined the convocation. Truth be told, he wasn't the first choice for the office. I was. On the strength of my ability to see ether,
Oh, wow.
But I declined the offer. For though my vision is exceptional, I am pedestrian in all other aspects. Worse even. Quite abysmal when it comes to manipulating ether, for example. Couldn't transform even if I had a mind to do so. What good is the ability to perceive a problem if one cannot act to address it?
That feels way too real
Emmett
to me.
Selk has no such shortcomings. He excels in vision and manipulation both, the latter to an extraordinary degree. If there is a mage more powerful, I do not know of them. Thus did I recommend him for the office in my stead. And I wasn't the only one. Far from it. Countless others vouched for his skill and character. People the world over, to whom he had previously lent a helping hand. Oh, how surprised he was. Claimed he hadn't done anything remarkable for anyone. Modest to a fault. He deserved every bit of acclaim he received. Yet he may well have gone unappreciated were it not for a mutual friend. A singular soul who can't help but involve himself in the business of others. Where he walks, excitement is certain to follow.
Sounds very familiar
His
again.
antics irritate Emmett Selk to no end. But much of his grumbling stems from genuine concern. When our friend calls, he never fails to answer and lend his talents. And in the course of doing so, he himself came to be recognized and respected by those around him. They are truly remarkable individuals, and I'm proud to call them friends. To help them realize their dreams. This will be my greatest contribution to our world. And when they have fulfilled their respective purposes, so too shall I have fulfilled mine, and together we may return to the star. Look at me, spilling my innermost secrets. I can't seem to help it with you. I can only assume it is due to the color of your soul. I just don't understand how you can be so alike and yet so different.
Well done, my pet. Well done!
Ah, yes. I dare say the Charybdis will be fine here on. Why don't you go and signal to Emmett Selk? Let him know that his arduous task is at an end.
We did it! So Emmett Selk was always irritated by Leon, huh? Even back then? As him? Anyway. If I didn't know better, I'd say Emmett Selk was enjoying himself. Not that he'd ever deigned to admit it. He's a really nice guy, he just hates to show it seems. He prefers to hide it. Yeah, I think we've all met someone like that, here and there. Look, Leon! Look how well the Charybdis flies! Or the Charybdis, that's how they pronounce it, right? It's flying. It's really flying, as if it were born to do so. Thank goodness. Wave? Stem itself from the edge of the island? I can't target him, so I'm guessing I just do it here. Oh, that's greedy. I used to have, no, I think I have wave on a different character in that slot. Shit. Ah. Damn, I thought I had it here. I guess not. There it is. Hey, no! Emerging from his reverie, Ahmed Self notices you and begins to descend with the Charybdis. Here comes the wholesome music. The feels-good music. I have no words to express my gratitude. Thanks to you, the Charybdis has learned to fly. And Leon and I could relax and have a pleasant chat. I'm sure you did. The creature needed some small assistance at first, but soon it was flying more or less on its own. I doubt you will need to repeat the lesson. That was truly impressive. There he is. I witnessed it all from afar. The Charybdis flies. Indeed. With this, we've proven that even a creature with skewed etheric balance is capable of flight. Though we helped it to achieve this, the Charybdis is a herd animal. They may well aid their struggling kin in like fashion if and when the need arises. Keeping this in mind, I bid you continue observing them. If that is what you want. But if I may say so, rather than hoping an idealistic possibility comes to pass, would it not be simpler to have the concept adjusted? That way we could guarantee that anomalies such as this specimen are never born in the first place. These creatures are already here. We will spare no effort in giving them a chance to survive. As you wish, Chief. As you wish. And they just kind of see these creatures as, like, tools. Doesn't work? Scrap it. Start over. Make a new one. That works better. Hermes? Feeling sad? I'm fine. Don't worry. Well, that concludes all of my present tasks. Let us return to Anagnorisis for now. Okay. I thoroughly enjoyed myself, at the end most of all. All the creations are happy. That makes me happy too. Now you've seen what I do. Was it everything you were expecting? More or less, actually. Yeah, because again, it explains a lot. What? Want to apologize for forcing me to help, do you? Save your breath. You didn't force me to do anything. I merely chose the most expeditious way to have done with an impediment to our business. Claudius is just like... knowing that shit ain't true. You know you like helping people out. I'm tired. Leave me be. This is very cute. What's our next one? Ether to Ether. Well, we got a few new side quests though. One of them's probably an Ether current quest too. That blue one. Ladies and gentlemen, I shall return. What's up, dude? We'll meet again. Oh, milady. I apologize. I mean, from behind with these robes, you can't really tell. Oh, I don't believe we met. As much as I would like to engage in more meaningful conversation, I'm actually in the midst of searching for someone. Who? It's my mentor, who taught me practically everything I know. Now she has relinquished her role and is ready to make her final journey. But before she does, there is an important matter I must convey to her. The last concept in her care, a beautiful winged creature, has been approved for life on Aetheris. Please, will you help me look for her? There is a strong chance you will find her at Oh my god, these names. Philomythus Notos, or Notos, I think. Her most distinguishing feature is her chestnut-colored hair, tied into a single flowing lock, much like a Monoceros' tail. Okay. Wait, wasn't there... Oh, okay, no. Second guess. Oh my, aren't you adorable? Well, thank you, milady. Actually, there's something you might be able to help me with. A visitor from the Bureau of the Architect has arrived at Prop Leon to deliver new content. I would like you to offer her the warmest of welcomes. Normally, we'd have our own familiars to attend to such duties, but most of them are already entertaining other guests. There's been rather a lot lately, you see. On the other hand, this would be the perfect opportunity to show her an entirely new and... nice way to put this. Idiosyncratic familiar. That being you, of course. I'm sure she'd be delighted to meet you. I forgot to look up this word the last time we saw it. Idiosyncrasies? A mode of behavior or way of thought that's peculiar to an individual. Distinctive or peculiar feature. Okay. Someone who stands out then. I'm sure she'd be delighted to meet you. Okay? Nothing to sneeze at. What's up? Familiar come to observe us observers, are you? I was like, I thought that was another player in the background, like on their mount or something. I realized it was just those creatures. A familiar come to observe us observers, are you? By what are you called? Leon Starcrest? Leon, you say? It's a fine name. I am Fagus, or Phedius, a researcher here at Anagnorisis. We are currently preparing a section of this isle for a new creation. For this, we need to expel those creatures... that inhabit said area, that they'll not interfere with our tests. The simplest way to do so is to have the Antelos sneeze. The explosive noise never fails to send nearby critters fleeing. We are just about to tend to this task, but seeing as you are here, how would you like to give it a try? Sure, why not? Yes, please. I knew you would be keen. To look at you, 'tis plain you are an inquisitive sort of familiar. Now then, my beastkeeper colleague is already on site to the northeast of here. Seek him out and he will tell you what to do. I just realized I forgot to get the ether current that was on this platform likely when we were there for MSQ. See what I mean? You get sucked into the story, you forget to pick that shit up even when it's nearby. Touring Anagnorisis Part 1. Oh, it's a chain quest. Welcome, friend, to Anagnorisis. I am Sophos, and I manage this region under the authority of Chief Hermes, the head overseer of Elpis. And you are... Oh, how unusual. A soul-bearing familiar. Well, you can see that. A familiar must have a mission, and yet you offer no message and carry no cargo. Are you perhaps here for the purposes of observation? Yes, that must be it. In which case you need only mention my name to Charmian, and she will gladly give you a tour of our domain. Soak it all in. I order you to relax. Relax! A familiar and all alone, I see. And look at how thin you are. If your remaining ether were to be exhausted, you'd simply fade from existence, and we wouldn't want that now, would we? I suggest you visit the morning dew. You'll find the winds blowing in from Leith most invigorating. Perhaps while you're there, you might seek out a friend of mine and invite him to share a meal with me. If it's not too much to ask, that is. Pompous creator. Oh, great. Labors of my fruit. Being all full of himself, right? Azan? What in the blazes are you doing here? Hold on, you seem... thinner somehow. Yeah, I lost weight. You have much in common with him, but it's clear you're not one of us. A familiar, perhaps? I suppose it's just like him to send one of his minions to poke its nose into our affairs. But since you're here, instead of hanging around like a bad smell, why don't you make yourself useful? I want you to take this latest work of mine, a new variety of fruit, to my colleagues. In the meantime, I will be cultivating more specimens in the phonic horns. Okay. Yes, you heard that correctly. Cultivating, not simply conjuring with creation magics. Aye, the fruit I produce is a labor of love. Now that my newest masterpiece is close to completion, I would have my fellow researchers sample its delights. I wish to hear their impressions before I make the final adjustments. Unfortunately, for all their wisdom, I find them intolerable at the best of times, never mind when they are critiquing my work. For that reason, I would have you go in my stead, and be quick about it, lest the fruit spoil as a result of your dawdlings. Prefer not to repeat myself. Alright. Oh good, a side quest takes us back there anyway. Thank God I accepted all of them before I got going. Anyway, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's save this since it's a chain quest. We'll save that for last. The rest are all one-off, aren't they? Yeah. Let's do those first. The music is so peaceful here. You wish to speak with me? Oh yeah, that's the hair color. Ah yes, I had a feeling she might say that. As I have told her, my decision has been made. But what about that winged creature? It was a success! Glad tidings, to be certain, but my work is done. This news was more than sufficient, and I thank you for it. Nothing can deter me from my chosen course, and I must join my predecessors in the hereafter. Tell Blast to name the creature as he pleases, and that I wish her every happiness. Now, our brief encounter has reached its end. Farewell. Oh! You son of a... Oops. Oh well, it's dead now anyway. Well, we're over here now, so might as well. Alright, well, since we're done with one of them, I can put the other one back on now. What a pleasant surprise! You must be one of the most staggeringly generic familiars I've ever seen! Gee, thanks. It's like... it just looks like one of us, basically. It's so generic. Dome chose her representative well, it would appear. As a matter of fact, I too have an errand to ask of you, namely the delivery of these concepts. I brought them all the way from the Academia Anator. 3 aquatic fauna specimens from the words of Mitron and 1 flora sample from the words of Halmrud. All very fascinating, as my counterpart here will soon discover. It would also be prudent to remind Dome not to let their captivating nature distract her from making her observations. Well then, there's no time like the present. Right about that, yeah, I guess. These sanctuaries are humongous. Yes? Yes, what can I do for you? Leon, is it? And Overseer Sopples wishes me to act as your guide? Oh. Oh! No! I didn't mean it like that. I would be more than happy to show you around. I'm simply wondering why the Overseer chose to send you to me, of all people. I haven't been here long myself, truth be told. Until quite recently, I was wholly engaged in a prolonged research project at the Academia Editor. Surely there are other more experienced individuals who could provide a more comprehensive... This grumbling is hardly constructive now, is it? The task was given to me, and I will attempt to cover the most salient features of our facility to the best of my abilities. After all, it is not every day that one is asked to indulge the curiosity of such a rare and fascinating visitor. We can commence the tour this very moment, if you like. Hold on. Obviously, we're gonna move. So let me talk to this guy first, who's right here. Are you lost, little familiar? Nameless red fruit. If the pungent aroma is any indication, this fruit is likely to provide a unique, if not especially pleasant, culinary experience. Here. For me? Why yes, I should love to try a piece. I don't mean to be rude, but this falls somewhere between rather foul and positively revolting. It's so bitter, it's practically inedible. More important, however, is the question of whether this fruit would serve as its intended function. If wild animals cannot bring themselves to eat it, the seeds will never be spread. Can't imagine this creation being approved in its current state. Alright, I'm back. Then let us begin. You know, rather than have me lecture you as we walk along, I think observing firsthand what we do here in Anagnosis would prove more beneficial. I will point you in the right direction, and you can question my colleagues to your heart's content. Once we've completed the circuit, we can return and speak to Overseer Sopples. Or Sockless. I don't know. Charming is now accompanying you. Not sure who to speak with? Don't be shy. Any one of my colleagues will happily answer your questions. Okay. Charmian! Oh, and who is your friend? Azim is familiar? Why, you appear so astute and deliberate in your thinking. I should very much like to make an extended study of your composition and consciousness. Oh, do forgive my forwardness. It is my duty to chart the behavior of familiars, and I find it ever so diverting. Arcane servants are rarely permitted to roam the world at will, you see, but our research here is given special dispensation, excuse me. Once the subjects are properly registered as concepts, of course. There are times when familiars are tasked with tending cattle, or must otherwise coexist with other living beings. Such projects are brought to me, and I am responsible for observing and evaluating their potential compatibilities. Oh, but of course, if Azim might grant us permission, then you could abide here for a few years while I analyze... And on that note, we really must be moving along. Step lively, Leon! He was just gonna keep going, wasn't he? Still here? Has my request for full compositional analysis been granted? That was good. You wish to speak with me? Yeah. Check this out. What do you think of it? My impressions? Very well. Good gracious, what is this? It's so outrageously bitter, something akin to a wave of icy cold has spread throughout my entire body. I certainly wouldn't eat this out of choice, but it could be made into medicine for staving off the heat in arid environments. At least he found a use for it. Jesus. What do we have here? A familiar of some kind, judging by your ethereal structure? Sure. Yes, I am accompanying Leon here on a tour around Anagnosis at the behest of the Overseer. A tour? Feel free to wander as you please, of course, but I advise keeping your distance from the larger creatures. The fauna I have under observation occupy the top tier of the food chain, and do not take kindly to intruders in their territory, especially the specimens found on the other islands. They can be exceedingly hostile. While I am sure you are quite capable of defending yourself, no one appreciates a surprise thrust through the abdomen, eh? True. Thank you for the warning. We will proceed with due caution. You are the familiar who arrived with Emmett Silk in Pithlo Deus, yes? And what do we have here? I got this fruit. A new species of fruit, eh? Let's hope it tastes better than it looks. My word! I didn't like it either. What an unusual flavor. Excuse me, what an equal parts bitter, musty, and tart? And not entirely unpleasant. I'm curious to know how such a thing was created. Oh, he actually likes it. Alright, cool. Attention, David. Grown from seed in the phonic horns, you say? In my experience, leaving such things to nature leads to wildly varying results. To have bred such a specimen must have been incredibly time-consuming, not to mention inefficient. All these mixed impressions on this fruit. Jesus. I trust our guest was as enamored with you as I am? You could say that. As if to confirm your suspicion that crystals are at the center of every facet of existence, this pattern from which life is conjured has also been wrought of crystal. There you go. Crystals used for creation, hence the mother crystal. I mean, I guess, you know, pretty much confirmed that we're just, you know, creations, just like Medion and the rest. New concepts for us, and fascinating to the point of being distracting? What an odd thing to warn me about, but it does all sound rather intriguing. We're just a little bit more complex compared to, like, primals, who are just pure ether. I mean, you could say we're that too, but we comprise, like, what, 3 different types or something? Corporeal, incorporeal, and memory, I think. And then, of course, also the emotion thing that they're now revealing at Costa, Dynamis. The Academia Anator always produces concepts of the most outstanding quality, and I'm eager to learn what treats we have in store on this occasion. Let me see. From the word of Mitron, we have what seems to be an aquatic mollusk, capable of storing ether in its shell. I can only guess as to what purpose that would serve, but I dare say all will become abundantly clear in due course. Oh, I do apologize. I already find myself mesmerized by these concepts, just as our visitor predicted. For your part in bringing me these wonders, you have my thanks. Alright. Extraordinary. Not every day I see such a charming familiar. Why, I'd much rather observe a pretty little thing like you than all those brutish creatures everyone insists on making. We're in. As they say, we're in. Milady? She's not with you. Did you at least find her? Oh yeah, she kinda said she's over it, yeah. I should have known nothing would sway her. All I can do is hope she finds blessed respite in the ethereal sea, and that we may one day be reunited in another life. Until then, I will carry on her legacy, beginning with the naming of the creature she cared for so dearly. I think I shall name it after her. That way she will live on through her work. Forever. Oh. What the hell was her name? This is probably too far. Let me see, 15 minutes. A little closer. Was that after we talked to that thing? Yeah, it was. What's their name again? Just said chestnut-haired researcher. Hmm. Obviously, she never said her name. This was after. A beautiful winged creature. But she doesn't say, yeah. A Monoceros' tail. Right. But they didn't reveal her name, so we don't know which creature they're talking about. Great. Alright, well, I tried. Hello, Charmian. Was there something? The Overseer asked that I give this familiar a tour of the grounds, and I thought the best way to do that was to show him what we do here firsthand. I see. Well, as my work is rather difficult to demonstrate, I hope a brief explanation will suffice. Our creations are many and varied, but I mainly preside over the plant life. When it comes to watching certain grasses grow, one must be prepared to observe over the course of several years, and in the case of trees, sometimes decades. Yeah, that makes sense. Tedious, perhaps, yet necessary. Plants are capable of altering an entire habitat, and their presence as a food source has an enormous influence on the local wildlife. Was that the sort of thing you wish to know? Yes, that was perfect, thank you. I think we've covered the main areas of interest. All that's left now is to speak with Overseer Sockless, I think. Hey, Deathwing Duck. I see you peeking around the corner there. Welcome back to the stream. Hope you're having a fine afternoon. Morning or afternoon. I think yeah, unless you're in Hawaii. Let me turn these ones in right now. I'm already here. Get the markers off the map. Ah, I see you've completed your tour. Almost. We spoke with those in charge of the various facets of Anagnorisis, but I thought it would be fitting to end this visit where it began. With you, Overseer Sockless. I see. And what is your impression of the work we do here? It requires equal levels of passion and patience. I am glad we could help further your worldly education. And I am glad to see you enjoyed the experience. At least I hope you did. You are truly a masterpiece of creation. Only a soul-bearing familiar could demonstrate such robust cognitive and cogitative faculties. Were you perhaps designed to inspire others? I feel something special has been woven into your aura. I guess Alan did inspire people. You have an intriguing presence, to say the least. Please, stay a while and share more of your thoughts with us. Yes, I second this invitation. In all the long years I have resided here, never have I encountered such a unique entity, and one of Asim's no less. Okay. You have an intriguing presence, to say the least. Please stay a while and share more of your thoughts with us. Touring Anagnorisis Part 2. Leon, how is our fascinating familiar friend? What is it about you that ignites my observer's soul? Well, now that we've been properly introduced, perhaps you can tell us more? Yes, I would very much like to know how you see the world. How everything large or small appears to your eyes. Assuming you're amenable to the idea, you must join Charmian on another tour. This time to take a wider look at the surrounding facilities. I'm interested in learning about you as well. I see, and we shall delight in teaching in each other. But where to begin? Which facility do you suggest, Overseer? Oh, any place you feel will best elicit a response from my guest. Right. Yes, of course. Well then, Leon, come with me and we'll visit the arcane entities on the south side of Anagnosis. Go, observe, learn. Just like Charlene. You are returned. -3 fruit samples, I presume? Yeah. You're not gonna like what they said, man. Is that so? Not one of them found it to their liking? They claimed my last attempt was too sweet, and now it's too bitter? Honestly, the nerve of these so-called experts. As I shall soon learn, I am not so easily deterred. For my next creation, I'll cross-pollinate sour and sweet varieties and see what they have to say about that. I'll show them it's these wildly varying results that come from adherence to natural processes that have the power to defy expectations. And as a familiar of Azim himself, I'm sure you can appreciate that. Go for it, buddy. You do what you gotta do. Azim himself. So yeah, the gender would be obviously decided based on your characters. We have yet to register an official name for this specimen, so we simply call it the Bird of Elpis. What is your first thought upon beholding this majestic creature? I'm not looking at the answer choices. Orange, blue. Beautiful, I guess. And I've seen it somewhere before. You have? But we haven't even completed its evaluation, let alone registered a concept with the Bureau of the Architect. Are you perhaps acquainted with the entity's creator? In any case, I am eager to hear more of your responses. You truly are unlike any construct I have ever met, familiar or otherwise. Let's continue southward, shall we? I would like to hear your opinion on this next facility. Wow. At some point I gotta go that way, but... going with the objectives that are closest. For now. Your mother wears combat boots. Got him. I haven't used that one in a while, so felt overdue for it. God, I almost got scared I was gonna fall off. I know you can't, but for some reason there was a minute there where I thought I could. My brain forgot. That structure over yonder houses some of our more unorthodox researchers. Rather than weave creation magics, they breed existing specimens in the hopes of begetting new strains and species. The method is imprecise, the outcome uncertain. In my eyes, such research seems awfully self-indulgent, merely a means to sate the whims of one's intellectual curiosity. Our purpose in life is to improve Aetheris. In my opinion, we should steer clear of techniques which produce flawed results. I mean, that stands to reason, yeah. But, that is also, yeah. This is also something that can happen, too. What if the process created something unexpectedly incredible, beyond what you could imagine? Like that other guy was saying, basically. The dude with the fruit, using the processes of natural order, nature, can sometimes yield something like that, yeah. A serendipitous discovery? I suppose it is possible. The flower. Hello? The Elpis flower. Thank you. I thought to broaden your horizons, and here I am realizing how narrow my own views can be. Hardly a desirable quality in an observer. Yeah, there you go. Glad I opened some minds. Time for a spot of rest and reflection, I say. Shall we move on to the morning dew? It's favored by many an observer for its calming tranquility. Why is it called morning? mourning like it's, you know, like it's, I don't know, grieving something. There we go. Oh, thank God, finally. It takes me to the other objective and the stupid ether current I forgot to get when I was there. Jesus. I'll probably pick that one up on the way, too. I would go around where it's safe and I don't have to dodge obstacles, but you know what they say. A straight line, right? Is the fastest way there, so... Ooh! Getting a little hungry. Who are you? Ooh! He's supposed to be here by now. But who might you be? Oh, you're clearing the site in Badius' stead? How very kind of you. Come then, let's get you on the Amphilos. Once you're securely mounted, ride it yonder and have it sneeze at the bushes. The noise will scare away whatever creatures may be hiding. Whoa. Oh, nice. Excuse me. Here we go. What the fuck? The Amphilos' mighty sneeze sends the creatures in the bush scattering in panic. You can hardly see them in time. Same thing. Rule of 3. One more. Are those mushies? Those are mushrooms. There we go. The Amphilos is mighty sneeze? Yeah, same thing. Alright. All done. Tell me I can't... Oh, good, it's automatic. Does this one have like a rosary on its head too? The creatures came running all the way here. Frightened as they looked, I dare say they'll keep away from the site for a good while. For its hard work, I shall treat the Amphilos to a spot of sunbathing. Meanwhile, you should return to Badius. I'm certain he will have a reward for you too. Alright. Bye-bye. Look at this. Straight up chillin'. Rest is vital for one's efficiency, you know? I know. That's why I don't go to sleep late anymore. It's a few samples out of supplies, I should imagine. You know what sucks is we don't have an email to actually lie down on the ground like this. Like, the best I can do is... Hold on. The best I can do is this. Other races and genders get better ones for that. Welcome to our Garden of Respite. We can explore more of it later, but first, I want to hear more of what you think. Of people. Of us. I've often sat here musing upon the nature of our creations and wondered how a familiar might perceive its creator. We are not so different. You could say they are deities like gods because they create stuff, but still. Ha! Perhaps it's true. You do seem far closer to us in nature than most other familiars. Well, let us set aside such musings for a moment and bask in the morning dew's serenity. Night. Where's the damn ether current? So I remembered as I was turning that in, I was like, hold on a second. Give me a moment, lady. Oh, hell no. Okay. Nay, Crimson? Why? Come on. Oh, okay, yeah, because you want this, yeah. You want this, right. For another race to have, right. I get what you mean. Yeah, I just wish there was an email to actually be able to lie down, like the normal lie down one, but without using, having to be at a bed. So you can actually lie down in the grass, like that person is over there on the concrete, you know? That would be nice. Alright, I should turn that in. Unfortunately, it's one of those things where we just can't have nice things. I'll leave it at that. I think most people will know at this point what I'm referring to, given all the fucking moments that we've seen, especially in Balmung. Hmm? What brings you here, oh friendly familiar? Time for a meal, eh? Ah, yes. Quite right. Thank you for reminding me. Still, a few more moments here can't hurt, surely? I dare say you've noticed how refreshing it is to even stand in this idyllic place. The air itself is permeated with rich ether, and the fine droplets from leaf ease the aches from a hard day's work. Try a nice big stretch, you won't regret it. Don't mind if I do. It's exactly the kind of place I would like to do something like that. Best way to experience a healing atmosphere is to take a deep breath and stretch. Alright. I think I actually have this one. Yeah, there it is. That is such a horrible stretch animation. It's like so low effort. Like he's not even really trying to stretch, he's just kind of stretching his neck muscles slightly and that's it. I would be like, yeah, you know? See what I mean? The wind through the leaves, the waterfall's soothing spray, there's nothing quite like it. In our busy day-to-day lives, it's all too easy to forget to look after ourselves. Naturally, that includes familiars. Speaking of which, I'd best get something to eat as you so kindly came here to tell me. As you seem new to these parts, my friend will probably be wondering whether you've lost your way. Go and put his mind at ease, would you? Alright. When I find myself back at that spot. But I can't leave without my tour guide Charmian here. My charming lady tour guide Charmian. Familiar food. Are you well rested, Leon? One cannot perform at one's best without allowing the mind and the body time to recuperate. Here on Anagnorisis, we often encourage one another to nap, or partake of some of the fruits we grow, like I just did with that guy. We could conjure such treats into existence, of course, but there is something oddly gratifying about plucking ripened fruit fresh from the tree. Oh, how remiss of me. How exactly do you sustain yourself? Is Azam supplying you with ether? Sounds like bait. The enemy. No? But you'll fade away without the proper nourishment. The tour can wait. We must feed you immediately. Oh shit, here we go. Would you mind picking some of the white blooms to the west of here and bringing them to Overseer Suckles? Archistratus flowers, we call them. Alright. I'll have everything else ready by the time you arrive. The whole theme of this entire place is like basically Greece when it was in its golden era. Before, you know, things changed like they inevitably do. They had manservants. These people have familiars and, you know, that they make through creation magics. But they basically live a life of, what most would consider luxury. But they don't just sit on their asses because of it. They pursue what is the most natural inclination we have from birth, which is curiosity. The yearning for knowledge, right? Wanting to learn how the world around them works. And then they go above that and create stuff with that knowledge that they hope will improve the world around them. It's not like just because people have their needs met and don't have too many troubles, they're just gonna sit around doing nothing. Quite the opposite, in fact. Don't need hard labor to incentivize people. There's another one. You certainly don't need hard labor to incentivize a newborn baby, that's for sure. Screw you. I was just about to teleport too.
You bastard!
I suppose even these robes are not too much of a far cry from like the kind of clothing that the Greeks in that era did wear. Here to report on the successful completion of the favor I asked of you? How very dutiful of you. Would I be correct in guessing your little jaunt has paid dividends? Ha! No need to tell me, I can see you're practically bursting with vim and vigor. Why, even I feel better just looking at you, and I've done nothing but stand here the entire time. Alright. Do this. Well, yeah, let's do this first. Orchestratus flowers are an edible bloom, you see. Hand them to Overseer Sokol, and he'll mix them with the fruits I gathered to make a delicious juice. Here we go. Nourishment. Hey, Endwalker. Welcome back to the stream. The stream! Hope you're having a good afternoon as well. Or morning, if you're like in the Pacific Ocean somewhere. Charming explains to me the crisis at hand. Have you brought the flowers? Yeah. Let's eat. Or, well, let's see what the hell I can make. This bloom appears to be edible despite not being a lifelike sugar-laden confectionery. Of course. Yes, these are the ones we need. I'll add them to the fruits from Charmion's basket, and we'll soon have an ether-replenishing beverage for you to enjoy. It's the work of but a moment. Alright, let's do it. He's like... And here we are, freshly squeezed Anagnosis juice medley. Go on then, drink up. I'm curious to hear what you think of it. Please, have as much as you like. No need to be shy. Are you sure you're feeling alright? No sensations of gradual corporeal dissipation or the like? I think so. Yeah, let me see. Anagnosis juice medley. Made from Elpis-grown fruit and flowers. The aroma of this ether-rich concoction promises a uniquely complex flavor. Let's try it. You drink the juice, noting the complexities of the floral and fruity flavors. Delicious. Ah, good. It seems you're able to tolerate liquid sustenance. You didn't appear to be suffering from any loss of material form, but a familiar must have a regular infusion of ethereal energy. And now that we know you won't suddenly vanish, will you please reassure Charmion? He still looks terribly concerned. If you would be so kind as to put Charmion's fears to rest? Sure. I am so glad you were able to replenish your stores of ether. Overseer Sokol certainly is a wonder when it comes to food preparation. Still, I firmly believe that the consumption of food should be limited to restoring one's strength. Any reason beyond that is simply wasteful. Yeah, I agree. Unfortunately, some of us get a little carried away when food tastes too good. I apologize deeply for that, because it is kind of wasteful. It actually is, too. If you eat too much at once, your food doesn't, or your body will not actually absorb all the nutrients as if you ate it, like, more sparingly. It will throw most of it away, unfortunately. Eating for enjoyment alone is an unnecessary drain on living resources, unfortunately. And such a practice can only be harmful to our star's equilibrium. Yep, not wrong. Which is why I have so much respect for Overseer Sokol and his culinary talent. He employs ingredients and methods which not only optimize a dish's ethereal concentration, but also produce flavorful results. The perfect balance, yes. The eternal quest of a chef. How to make something taste amazing and still be nourishing. Rather than, only tasty but not nourishing, like junk food. Save your compliments, Charmian. I won't be flattered into making another batch until it's time for our next meal. Well, of course not. And I would never dream of attempting such base manipulation to begin with. Why are you so nervous, then? The exchange of knowledge is quite mutual, I assure you. She was like, damn, I didn't get one now. Familiar fate. I do like what they touch, the things they touch upon here. Quite nice. The little lessons they try to convey. Leon, I feel we've grown to understand each other. But there is one last thing I wish to know. What's up? As you have seen, our purpose is to improve life on this star, and we each have our own way of approaching that purpose. Familiars too exist for a reason, often a very specific one, and I wonder what you feel about your place in the grand scheme of things. Charmian, perhaps you can provide our friend here with an example of what you mean. Such a nebulous question requires a more recognizable foundation from which to answer. I guess, yeah. Yes, you're right, of course. We must not skip the journey in our haste to reach the destination. I'm doing the side quest as I go, yeah. Where to begin? Broadly speaking, we study the wisdom and magics of our forebears and choose our path as our interests and talents begin to crystallize. Okay, yeah, reasonable. Even among the observers of Anagnorisis, however, Overseer Sokol and I share a similar calling. Again, it may be more beneficial to simply show you what I mean. Please accompany me to the archives in the northwest. Never a dull moment with Charmian, is there? Still, her boundless enthusiasm is what makes her such a fine observer. Yeah. And going back to that earlier thing, too, about the way the Greeks lived. So, they had manservants. Stands to reason we could replace that with, so that other humans aren't in service to another, of course. Replace that with robots, not too different from them and their creations. But then maybe one day we'll come to a point where it's like, and this is what, that one video game explores, I forgot the name of it right now. Detroit Become Human? What if one day robots become so complex that, you know, they become androids, and then the androids become so complex that we start considering them life forms a lot like these creation magic creatures here. And then we're back at square one again. It is something interesting to think about. Welcome back, Leon. Thanks to you, the site has been nicely cleared, and we can release our new creation. The species of ambulatory plant, lest you wonder. While these have been popular of late, this one dwarfs the rest. A veritable tree that can use its branches like hands to catch prey. Oh, the tree ant? It sets my heart aflutter just thinking about it. My thanks again, and if there are any other exciting tasks, I will be certain to let you know. They make hints at all these monsters we've seen throughout our entire journey. I like it. But yeah, it is quite interesting to think about, like, if we did automate everything and made it so that all manual labor, tedious manual labor, went to, like, androids and robots. What if we reach a day where exactly what happened in that video game, and, you know, Detroit Become Human starts to happen, where they start to become considered life forms because they make their AI so complex that they can have feelings and all that, even if it wasn't intended. And then you end up at the same sort of philosophical question as they're exploring here with the little familiars and everything. Because we see, what's his name? Hermes is, you know, he values the life forms that are made through creation magic as much as people. Whereas the rest of his peers don't really look at familiars that way. He's like, they're here already, they deserve a chance to live. And these guys are like, we can just scrap them and start over. A lot like how people will probably see robots and androids at the beginning. This is where we keep all of the administrative records. Any of these documents will help give you an idea of what we consider to be our defining purpose. Feel free to browse. I shall just be awaiting you outside. Okay. Hitting the books again. Nice. Alright. Where's I going with that before I lose my train of thought too much? Fuck, I was gonna say something else along those lines. I probably shouldn't have talked to her, I forgot it now. These books appear to contain detailed observation logs. The name Sophos is written on each of the spines. Okay. stack of half-finished observation logs. Judging by the penmanship, the author is someone other than Sokol. Observation log 6124. You pick up the log and flip to a random page. Okay, I remembered what I was gonna say. That whole thing about whether to consider like a sentient, or whether to consider like an AI or a robot or android with an AI that can feel feelings, whatever, all that stuff, brings up, of course, the existentialist question of like what's considered a valued form of life and what isn't. I remember when I was taking philosophy of science in college, I took a course like that, and there was one guy who I asked this question to because the topic obviously came up at some point. I was like, yeah, I asked that exact question, like if a computer or a robot could be considered a form of life, especially since a lot of the circuitry can sometimes, especially in like complex robots and stuff, can be like resemble our own inner workings of our bodies. And the thing he asked me was, because I forgot how I asked it to him, but he asked me, he's like, is it sentient? Because I think I asked him like how we should value life, whether we should put, you know, certain things as valuable life and others not, you know? And he was like, is it sentient? And I was kind of like, we got interrupted, so I never really got an answer to that, but I was like, should that matter? You know, should we consider all life equal, or only, like, could we be putting sentient life above everything else, and why? What's the reasoning behind that? But yeah, that conversation got interrupted, unfortunately, so it didn't really go anywhere, unfortunately, but that's the kind of question that kind of stuff will bring up, androids with AI and all that. Today there was an incident involving the hippocampus. That's obviously what they're exploring here with the familiars, like I said. Anyway, the creature is extremely territorial, and 4 observers sustained light to severe injuries from water-based magics as a result of their perceived intrusion into its domain. Sounds familiar. Where the fuck are we? The hippocampus. Not the brain part, but the creature. A report has been sent to the words of La Habrea outlining the dangers inherent in continued observation of their nominated subject, and the intent to shift our focus to the smaller and considerably less aggressive hippie. I'm making hippies! Is this where I was made from? Hippies. Hippie. I don't know. Either way, it's just one of those.
You suck!
Ah, Leon! Did you find the observation logs enlightening? Overseer Sokols has built up quite a library, hasn't he? He's logged comprehensive observations on every living being in Anagnosis. Not only objective physical descriptions, but also his personal thoughts and impressions. And that's why I'm here. To carry on the Overseer's invaluable work. When it comes to the continued success of Anagnosis, our purposes are very much aligned. I cannot help but worry, however, that I lack the same degree of perception and ability that I am unfit for the task I have chosen. Even being in the same room as those logs is enough to make me feel uncomfortable. My insistence that you examine your purpose was, I think, born from the trepidation which surrounds my own. An uncertainty you need not feel. Questioning her own reason for existing, huh? Feels too real. Overseer Sokols! As one of our newest arrivals, you have ever been quick to doubt yourself. Yet you were able to guide Leon here on an engaging tour through the intricacies of our duties, which clearly demonstrates the depths of your understanding. If all I wanted was someone to emulate my work, why, I would simply continue doing it myself. No, the reason I asked you to assume my role is because I believe you can take our projects in new and novel directions. Raising you as a competent successor is the final step of my purpose in life. Do me proud, Charmian. It is your growth, your efforts, which will facilitate my return to the star. Wow. That's beautiful. I will do my best, Overseer. But don't be in too much of a rush to leave us. There are still so many things I need you to teach me. And speaking of teaching, thank you, Leon, for this wonderful and enriching visit. It's been a pleasure learning about you, not to mention a few things about myself. Yes, you also have my gratitude for the part you played in training my young colleague. You are welcome to return whenever you wish. Been an education, fellas. Lady, my good sir, have a good one. Well, that was relaxing. Familiar fate. They still undergo the same emotional struggles that the rest of us do. They're desperate to contribute and prove their usefulness and thereby, you know, it's a very familiar feeling, justify their own existence. The same doubts and insecurities we all have from time to time, even if for different reasons, but still, it's a common realistic thing, yeah. Well, here we are. 2 o'clock exactly. Finished all the side quests. Yeah. Nice. Alright, folks. It's been another 2 hours, so I gotta take another break. So yeah. I'll be back a little bit later. It's gonna be one of the longer ones, of course. And then, yeah, we'll continue MSQ, I guess. I think I already talked to him before I left, so we'll just leave it here. The gun. Don't go anywhere, I know. I'm sorry. It is what it is, though. I do have to get going. I gotta get some food in my belly. I'm sorry. Yeah. So I'll be back in a few hours as usual, and then we'll continue where we left off. I apologize for leaving. I'm sorry. But yeah, thank you all very much for watching. Crimson, Deathwing Duck, and Loken, I appreciate you guys coming by. I appreciate you all, for keeping me company as I make these videos, and, as I said, I'll be back later, and until then, please, take care of yourselves, look after each other, stay safe out there, the usual, and, yeah. Till next time, please have a good morning, afternoon, evening, and a good night. I know I didn't come back the other day when there was a maintenance or whatever, but that's why. That's partially why. I was practicing the Black Mage rotation when I needed to. But I will come back today, just like I did yesterday, so. I'll see you all soon. Oh, I forgot to do my little signature. Hi, everyone. There we go. My little signature farewell wave. Gotta be more formal this time around with the robes. Alright, see you later, everyone.